What's going on, people? How y'all doing today? Hey, we got a good show coming in today because we got some good people, what I'm saying, coming in to represent the other side of the house, what I'm saying? So what's up, y'all? I'm your boy, Sir Dookie Duke. We got Michi up in the building. We got Gotti in the building. And we got Sal in the building as well. What's going on, people? How y'all doing today?
Good, man. Good. Let's get it popping.
All right, look.
Saturday. Let's get it popping, baby.
Hey, that's right. Hey, for those who don't know, okay, Gotti's in a secret location. We don't see no backdrops, but it's okay. Got it. That mic cut off, buddy. We will be able to hear you, but
you muted.
I bet. I'm down in Grovetown, Georgia.
Okay,
that's what I'm talking about. Grovetown, where that at? Is that near me?
Outside of somewhere in there, Gus. Outside of
Oh no, you ain't never. Okay,
he on the other side.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so today's show, we already know, man, it's gonna be a good one. We got two lovely people coming in the stage, or as they say, coming to the stage. Okay, we have the Hampton High School's head coach. Okay, the 5-time PD champs from 2016 to 2022, and then from 2020 to 2023. The 4A regional champs from 2020 to 2023, 4A state champs. We got Boo Williams' own, Hampton University's own. People, welcome to the stage, Shanda Bailey. What's going on, Shanda?
Nothing much.
Hey, Shanda.
Hi, everybody.
What's going on?
All right, and we have for our viewers, we have the lovely. I don't want to say her name yet because I can't, but I got to give some accolades first. I'm saying she's the JV head coach for the Eagles down there in was it Somerville, South Carolina? I think Somerville, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? We got the new beginnings for head coaches. We got coming to the stage, Marissa Ferguson. What's going on, Marissa? How you feeling?
What's up? I'm good.
Hey.
All right. So
they got something right. The team called the Eagles. That's good already off the break.
There you go.
There it is. Yeah.
All right. So here's the deal. We all well, for the most part, we all focus on men's things a lot. You know what I'm saying? We got a whole lot of things going on, but people have to understand, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole side of the fence on this women's side of basketball and women's sports. A lot of people just take for granted and they just feel like, it's just be out here and it's just whatever. But there are a lot of things that are going on with women's coaching and women's sports that we feel like we need to touch on. So because of that, and shout out to all the viewers out there too, you know what I'm saying? Red Jet, Jermaine, Gina, Manny, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all y'all out there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and they say what's up to y'all too. So shout out to y'all. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna touch on some things today. And so we're just gonna hop right into it. Okay. So look, the first topic that's coming up today is this, okay? And this is for Shanda and Marissa. What challenges, because coming in as a coach, we all come in with challenges. But what challenges did you face when you first started? And how did you use these adversities to make you successful? Either one of y'all can go first, doesn't matter.
When I first started high school, I started coaching as soon as I graduated from college. So the first challenge I faced was just going back to my old high school, and I had been in high school with some of those kids. Like they were like 8th grade when I was a senior, or 9th grade, and I'm coming back and coaching them. So trying to get them to buy in a little bit because they're thinking that we're still kind of on the same level because I was in high school with them. So that was a challenge. But coming back years later to coach high school was the team just wasn't good. So changing cultures for high school kids is very, very, very difficult. Very difficult to do.
Okay. Only because they just look at you as their peers at some point in time? Because you said you went back to your same high school.
Not this most recent stint coming back. It's just they had losing records for the last 3 years. So when you come in and you're coaching kids that are used to losing, they don't know what it takes to win, and trying to get them to buy into doing that, feels like punishment to them. So that was very, very difficult to do. So You just have to find the right ways to get them to kind of listen to you, buy into what it is, and make them believe that they can win, because they really are just out there. They really don't care at that point. Once you have 3 years of just a losing record, you feel like, you're a loser.
Oh, okay. So Marissa, tell us some of the things you probably had issues with when you first started. How'd you use them?
Really just to piggyback off of what she said, it's pretty much the same thing. Trying to teach these girls intensity and, playing until the whistle blows, working hard will pay off. Teaching young kids it's not easy, and they don't necessarily get it until they see it. So it was more of like the proof is in the pudding kind of thing. If you work hard, you'll see the results. But I really didn't this was my first year, and the only problems that I really had was referees are just terrible.
Awful.
The refs are awful. And I had to, as a coach, I had to accept that, for my girls to be able to accept it. And we had to work through, playing through bad calls or not getting any calls. And that was really the only thing that stood in our way was bad refs.
Okay. Beachy, you got something to say about it? I seen you side eye for a hot second. I don't think I didn't see you.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. I was just laughing when you was talking about the losing the 3-year losing record and stuff like that. And it just brought back cowboy memories. That's all I thought for a second. It just reminded me of the cowboy. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna keep it going. I don't want to stop the ball. Keep it going.
All right, cool. So along with that too, what I'm saying, like, what goes through your mind? Because it sounded like you said, 3 years losing records. So what goes through your mind when you're preparing to coach for the day? And how are your emotions towards the male counterpart? Because obviously, if you're going against some males, not all, so you can unopen them eyes, okay? But some males feel as though the females are not as superior as them. So how do you prepare yourself for that?
Well, those are two separate questions. So let me just
go ahead and both.
Just preparing for practice. To be honest, you have to come in very mean, and stern and strict, and you get nicer, as the season goes along. So you can kind of, separate the kids that really want to play and really are willing to do and will believe, and get rid of the riffraff. So that's still what I do. I probably don't get nice until maybe December. But from July, when we get back in the gym, until, that December time frame, I'm very, very strict and stern into the rules. And that way you kind of set the tone for the year. Now, as far as the male counterparts are concerned, I have a lot of issues with male coaches, a whole lot. And I think a lot of it boils down to just the competitiveness of the sport anyway. They don't want to lose. And then you definitely don't want to lose to a girl. And it causes a lot of issues for me. A lot of issues. We just had an issue last week when we did our all district voting, and there was a coach that I probably beat by about 80. And
for those who don't heard, hey, you guessed it right, and you heard it right. She beat the coach by 80 points. Beat him by 80. Beat him
both times.
Okay, belt to ass. Yes, go ahead. 2 times consecutive. Yeah. Oh, they just didn't want to learn the first time.
And
they didn't want to learn. You ain't they ain't think fat meat greasy. Okay.
I mean, he knew it. But he's another coach in Hampton, and they want to try to compete for players, and just the whole smear campaign of why you shouldn't send your kid to me. And I don't respond back, because you have a choice. You can send your kid to a team, a state contender every year, or they won 3. So when we went into voting, district voting, I probably have, not probably, I have, my kid has the best mid-range game in the state. I mean, she can play. She led our district in scoring, our region in scoring. She's probably averaging about 27 points a game. And she had 34 on him the first time and 20 something second. And she's playing 2 quarters too. And went into voting.
That's crazy.
Yeah. When we went into voting, every other coach gave her the highest score, the second highest score. Because there's another young lady that's pretty good too. So highest score, second highest score. He gave her a middle score and then gave his kid who didn't score in our game and then probably scored 6 in the first game. He gave her the second highest score. So it was ugly, to say the least, because the people on this call that know me know that that's not going to fly. But that's just an example of the kind of stuff that I deal with. I deal with that. I've dealt with coaches that are friends and, 2 of them, like, a friend will come and help another friend if they're coaching against me and sit behind the bench. And, I deal with it. I deal with the gossip and the rumors and, she thinks she's cute. I deal with everything when it comes to male coaches. And it's just something that you got to take. And it just makes me more determined to beat you. That's it.
Well, you know what? Hey, they say, hey, if you ain't popping, how it go? If you ain't popping, you ain't doing it. So at least they talking about you. That's a good thing, right?
It's bad. I'm one of the top teams in the state, but I deal with a lot of flack from male coaches and male referees. So,
look here, hey, I don't know if y'all know. I don't know if y'all know. Yeah, if y'all know Shanda, but if not, y'all better look her up. Okay, y'all better look her up. I can tell that right now. So Marissa, question. I'll pause. Okay, too many bombs. What goes through your mind too when preparing for the coach for today with your girls? I know your girls are JV coach or JV girls, so it's probably a different outlook.
This was my first year coaching, so when I first started, I was pretty nervous. I wanted to make sure that I've had really bad coaches playing, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be one of those bad coaches that these girls had. So it was more like nervousness, making sure that I had my practice plans in order, making sure that I was teaching them the right things at the right times. So it was more just like nervousness, anxiousness, making sure that I was doing the right thing for them. And when it comes to like male counterparts, I honestly didn't really have, I'm new to it. So I didn't really have anything bad to say about any of my male counterparts, except for the refs. I did have some fathers sit in on my practices a few times.
We talked about that in the previous show.
Yeah, which I don't mind. I'm really open. If you want to sit in, great. But I did have a few times where they pushed themselves into my practice somehow, trying to say that they were helping. So I sort of, by the end of the season, it didn't happen anymore. I think that it was probably more of this lady is new around my child. I want to make sure that, I trust her. She's doing the right things, which is fine with me. But by the end of it, I was like, yeah, you can go. I don't need you to micromanage my coaching. But other than that, I really didn't have, the school that I work at they have a great community. The other coaches are great. My AD is a male. He's a really great guy. So as of right now in my coaching career, I haven't really seen any, but I'm sure there will be. So give it time. I'm sure there will be male counterparts that want to give me shit.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it comes with the territory on both sides because you can be a male coach and just like you said, boy, them parents, they know more than you.
Yeah,
but
of course.
ain't willing to go out there and do it. But they know way more than you. And they're gonna
Yeah.
tell you how to run your team. They're gonna tell you who should shoot and who shouldn't shoot and who the best person. And guess what? When you say, "Well, come on out here," like, man, I got a thing I gotta do on
Yeah.
Sunday. I gotta go do this with the kids on Sunday. I ain't gonna be able to be there on Sunday, and then magically they show up.
My AD just told me that one of the parents actually called him to try and get my job.
Really?
Yeah. The parent called and said,
Oh.
if she's not coaching anymore, I'd like the job, or I don't know about her, but I'm gonna, I'd like to interview for the job. And my AD was great. He was like, if you have any issues with the program, you can call Marissa. So
go ahead, Shanda.
I was just gonna offer her just some advice from. I mean, I've been doing this for years and years and years. Never let parents sit in your practice. Never.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore.
Closed. You can't come in if you're.
Well, there it is. The internet ain't like what you were saying. That same coach that tried to get that job got on this. You will not do this to us. You ain't gonna close this job, but we gonna close you out. That's what that parents said. Oh, you gonna hold close practice? No problem. We gonna hold
one of them parents must work at Verizon. Cut her right off.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, okay. We got something from Miss Bailey over here. We got it. So look, we like to hey, if you got any questions from in the chat, hey, throw your questions out there. You know what I'm saying? Try to get you on. Well, not get you on, but try to get them your question posed and see what's up. So Shanda, hey, got it. Tell Shanda what happened.
What Gotti say?
I said one of them parents we talking about work at Verizon. Work at Verizon to cut you off.
I don't know how to credit. Every time I get a call or something, it blacks out. But no, I don't let all of my practices are closed, every last one. I mean, not even for, sometimes I'm cool with like the last 5 minutes because we're not doing anything but shooting free throws. But all you get is criticism. Doesn't matter how good you are, how bad you are, you get criticism. So you're not allowed, kids aren't allowed to talk to their parents while they're on the bench. Parents aren't allowed to talk to kids. Like and you have to be hard-nosed about it. If they do it, get off my bench. Like you have to be hard-nosed. It's like you have to train the parents too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
All right, so Michi's up. Michi got his first question of the day. Michi, go ahead and take it away, bro.
Hey man, so I just wanted to comment on what Shanda was saying first, and I truly believe that in any organization or any company you go to, to me, I call it the psychology of leadership, and you always have to start. It's so hard to start off nice and try to get tough at the end, right? So you have to do that. You have to establish yourself as in whatever capacity that you're doing. You have to do that first. You have to start off strong, and then if you want to, you can back up a little bit, because you got to realize that no matter wherever you're in, the odds are generally against you. And this is not just for female coaches, in whatever capacity that you're in. You go into an organization and you're a younger person, you're in charge of people that's been there a lot longer than you and stuff like this, and you have to establish yourself first. Not too much, you just have to learn, and that comes with time and experience of gaining the knowledge and the working relationships that you build with those people and those students. So I will start by saying this one. Shanda talked about it a little bit, so I'll start with Marissa. For you, how do you create buy-in for your players to understand your coaching philosophy and translate that to their performance?
Well, like I said before, this is my first year, so I was really nervous. This was out of my comfort zone, coaching. I played for 15 years. So being a player is different than being a coach. So being on the other side of it was nerve-wracking for me. But I think that creating a buy-in, I just think that there's an element of trust. The players have to trust that you know what you're talking about, that what you're teaching them is eventually going to pay off if they work hard enough at it. But it took a little bit for my players to realize that, but it was more of like a learning experience for both of us, from my end and their end. But once they started seeing that their hard work was paying off, that the drills that we were doing were working, it was a breeze after that. I had no troubles with them. By the end of the season, the the change in their game was, I mean, everybody was seeing it. The parents were coming up to me. You know, the boys coaches were saying stuff about how much they improved. So I just think it's an element of trust, and for them, they have to trust that it will work. If you work hard enough, it'll work.
Okay. And then Shanda, you kind of touched on buy-in already, so I guess you can highlight more of your coaching philosophy and what principles and values that you use in your coaching to translate to their success.
I think coming in, you know, again, you have to be very stern and strict and have rules and non-negotiables. But then at the same time, the one thing I'm going to say is this as a coach is you can't treat everybody the same. Okay. Yeah. And a lot of times people do not understand that, but you cannot treat everybody the same. And, you know, my thing to my kids is you're allowed to mess up to the extent of your contribution. And that's very hard for kids to understand because they feel like it's unfair. But okay, we all understand that if I have the kid, my best kid, and she averages 30, she's allowed to mess up more than the kid that, you know, is last off the bench. You're definitely allowed to mess up more. And
why is that? Why do you feel that?
It's just the way it goes for me. And we're not necessarily talking behavior wise, but somewhat behavior wise.
Yeah.
Because your best kid is usually your role model. Your best kid is usually, you know, the kid that your best player, and the other kids look up to them. Yeah. You do have to show the kids that I'm not playing when it comes to certain things. I've suspended my best kid, and I've suspended my kid that is, you know, maybe not the best. You know, that part doesn't matter. But establishing rules in that order so that kids understand from the beginning and parents understand from the beginning, do not compare kids, because I don't compare them. So don't say this kid did this, so why can't this kid? And my rule is always because, you know, so you don't have to explain it. I think explaining things to parents sometimes and explaining things to kids gets you in a lot of trouble. That rule right there gets me out of a lot. You're allowed to mess up to the extent of your contribution, and I keep it at that. I think that knowing what you're doing is a big part of it. You know, the kids being able to demonstrate and being able to show, you know, like if kids don't respect you as much if you can't come in there and make a layup. They give me breaks now because I'm getting kind of up there. They give me breaks now, but
good knees. Kids
right here now. I mean, there's no way. Like, I'm in my 40s, man. Don't even expect me to get out here and hang with a 17-year-old or a 16-year-old. If we're playing half court, I got you. But if we're doing this, cut it out. But you know, just being able to show. And then for me too, you have to give in certain instances. So, you know, when we come in, I like to have the music on, let the kids relax, listen to what they want to listen to. And we're just getting our shooting drills in. And the kids, it makes them more relaxed. You know, I don't always have to have the aux cord. Sometimes I let them listen to stuff as long as it's not saying certain words. And, you know, just trying to give in certain areas, making them feel like they have a choice when they really don't have a choice, but I'm letting them feel like they have a choice. Like, hey, do y'all want to practice Friday or Saturday? We're going to practice one of those days, but I'm going to let you pick. Kind of that sort of thing. And building relationships and trust is very important when you come in. And I mean, it helps out. It helps out a lot. But the main thing is controlling the parents. And that's unfortunate, but that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we're gonna slide on over to y'all's left side, my right side. We're gonna slide over to Gotti's question real quick. Gotti, go ahead and take it away, big bro.
Hey, how you doing, ladies? So quick story. I was in the Army for 20 years, and of course we had, male and females. And for 20 years, that's how it always was to me. Male soldiers, female soldiers over here, blah, 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 blah. So after I retired, I was still working on the military installation, and I was talking to one of my coworkers. And I'm not sure if I was referring to her or another coworker, and I called them female. And she went bananas. I mean, absolutely crazy. I'm not an animal, XYZ, this and that. And that was the first time I ever heard any type of controversy with being called a female. Never heard a male had a problem being called a male, right? I'm looking at, I wrote some notes down. One of the questions was about, male counterparters and stuff like that. So my question is, do you have a problem with the term female? Do you feel, do you have an issue with it? When you refer to players as girls, some of the other have the men and males a problem with it.
Wait a minute, Gotti, hold on.
He on that dial up too?
Hey, man. Hey, that same employee that dug into him too. What is going on?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh man, somebody using too much bandwidth over there.
Can y'all hear me?
We just don't know. It's
Can
2025
you
and your phone's still roaming. You got bigger problems, man. You need to switch to your weekend minutes.
They started yesterday at 9.
Can you hear me now?
We got you.
Yeah, we got you. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep it short. Do y'all have any problem being referred to as female? Opposed to lady, and have you had any experiences with anyone trying to use it as a derogatory term toward you?
I'll go first on this one. I've never, when I saw this question, I was like, I've never had it. I think it depends on the context, obviously, but I've never had anybody refer to me as a female in a derogatory way. And if they did use female to describe me, I don't think I would have a problem with it.
For me, I'm gonna say it probably depends. You can tell context. So
Yeah.
if it's funny, then I probably would have an issue with it. But no, I am a female, so I'm sure Gotti said it in some sort of way that her off. I'm sure.
She felt female and male were referred to as animals.
We
So
humans
when I
are
said
animals.
female-
As you should have said, we are animals. You're not a plant, you animal.
But I mean, I've heard the conversation, like after that incident, I've heard the conversation, but before that, never heard it. Never had anybody had an issue with being called female. But when I said female, she acted like I was telling her she was part of a farm or some shit like that.
I think that's just past trauma or something. Somebody called her female in the wrong way, and you just you just tipped that off.
I sparked it up.
Yeah,
like I said, I've heard it. I've heard the conversation after that, but before that, never had a clue that it was even an issue with the term male and female.
I mean,
I ain't gonna lie.
it's biologically the anatomically correct term. I mean, I
mean, it is, but
Yeah, I don't get it
some people take things different ways.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, with a female heavy environment that you guys are in, or a woman heavy, have you had any issues with that term? But
No,
I got you.
I'm a female, so I don't mind unless you're like that female over there. I'm a female, so if you call me a female, that's fine.
I ain't gonna lie, you had me questioning like the words, because when you sent the question, I was like, well, I did say female coach. Like, am I not supposed to say female? I don't even know. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to say.
Well, I had to find out the hard way.
Women, but it's kind of funny saying women coaches. So that don't sound right.
I had to find out the hard way, so I took the blunt for y'all.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. All right, so Michi, man. Hey, version 2. I'm just and one more thing, Michi. Hey, the way you start articulating your questions, bro, on the bottom of your name on your intro, we start calling you Joe College, because it's just a Michi, aka Joe College, because the words and stuff you be these big philosophizing words, bro. I'm a simple guy. Okay, high school diploma, that's it. I ain't saying I ain't had an opportunity. I'm just saying sometimes you be right clicking your boy, and I be like, huh? What? Slow it down for at least me, man.
Yeah, man, you know better, you do better. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I ain't been in school for all these years, man. I don't.
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, so this is, I guess, you can see the question up here. What has been your biggest reward from coaching? Starting with Shanda, what's your biggest reward?
Oh, that's easy. When my kids go on and play college basketball, athletic scholarships, my biggest reward. I mean, to be honest, that's really the only reason I coach. You know, these kids here. I mean, basketball, kids, sports in general for young kids is going down. They don't play outside anymore. Kids don't know how to play.
On the game.
No, they do not. And I have like
they be on the game. They be on the game. The sticks. They be on the sticks.
Oh, yeah. They want to stay inside all day. And one of the neighborhoods that is zoned for Hampton High School, I always have at least one or two kids who, you know, just comes from, you know, home life that maybe isn't that, you know, that great. And to see those kids, you know, have all the talent and ability that they have, get them to believe in themselves. They go on to play college basketball. Like that right there is what I do it for. I have a kid now, the same kid that I was referring to or telling you guys about, that's my leading scorer. She's gonna be the first kid in her college and her family to go to college. Like I can't even fathom that. The first, like for somebody who grew up like me, that's like unheard of, right? Like the first, like it just, she's gonna be the first kid, and for her to go free. And she had a lot of schools that were interested in her. It just, that's why I coach for things like that.
Now when she goes, is she going to pledge or is she going to actually finish?
No, she's gonna play basketball.
Okay.
Ain't nobody doing it.
You know, we be going to pledge, and that's it.
Ain't nobody doing no pledging right now. Ain't nobody doing no pledging right now. Not right now.
Don't hold that up. No, she's not even. That's not even her thing. She is a basketball player. So yeah.
Okay. Marissa, what about you?
Mine isn't as spectacular. Obviously I don't see the kids go to college because I'm lower in the school than I'm not in high school varsity basketball coach. So it's really just a smaller, more of like when they see the improvement of their game and they come to me and tell me that they see it and that it's working and they're happy about it, is really the reward. And, you know, them coming up to me, or like I had other parents from other schools come up to me during games or after games and tell me that they really enjoyed seeing me coach and that they thought that my team was coached really well. And that they wished that they had me at their school coaching. That was really where it was. Just the girls being able to see their improvement and other people seeing that, you know, my coaching was working, or, you know, that I was doing the right thing, especially being a first timer and being unsure of my ability. That was big for me.
Yeah. So I would say this is one thing that I've noticed that I've seen so far and heard, you know, from each time, like a lot of times you'll preface a lot of your comments or you'll lead off with your comments with this. And I think that's me just knowing you for the 34 minutes we've been on here. I would say one thing that I would say changing about you is you kind of diminish your accomplishments every time you say, this is my first year coaching. This is my first year. We don't care. You know what I mean? Like in the Army, like if you wear your rank, nobody knows if you've been that rank for 1 day or 5 years or 10 years, you know what I mean? And until you start to articulate that to people, you know what I mean? So I think that you should continue to let your success and the success of your players, you know, do that, and not so much, hey, I have to lead off everything with this is my first year coaching. You know what I mean? I wanted to say it earlier, but yeah, you're the coach now, you it. You know what I mean? So you don't want people to feel some people smell blood, you know what I mean? They feel that
you're right.
You are, but they'll see that as a sense of weakness, you know what I mean? Because it kind of, if you don't have the success that you're looking to have, or as a 10-year coach, you can try to, say that it's only my first year, I have to develop. So, hey, from here on out, we don't want to hear that no more. This is my first year. Hey, you the coach.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, so Sal, hey, we got Sal 1.0 coming up. Sal's first question of the day is Angel.
All right, how y'all doing, lady? I just want to first of all congratulate y'all on on y'all success and making y'all mark in this industry. I mean, that's a big accomplishment already in itself. So question: Have you experienced gender bias and discrimination as a female, also female head coach? And if so, how did you handle it? First, I'm gonna go with Shanda first.
Absolutely.
Oh, Lord.
All the time. I'm telling you, on a regular basis. I am trying to become I don't know. I handle it different ways. Sometimes I ignore it depending on who it comes from. Sometimes I cuss you out. I mean, it depends. Like I'm being so honest. Sometimes I just, I'll just talk shit about you. It depends. And the one thing that I always say though, always, is that this is girls basketball. Sometimes you gotta let a man think about what he's doing. So you have an issue with me in my sport. Okay. You have to, let the man think like, hey, this is girls basketball and you're acting like a girl in my sport. If you don't like it, go coach boys. But I definitely have. There's a lot of discrimination. Like in certain programs, there are no female head coaches. Mm-hmm. But it's girls basketball. Even in my district, we made a lot of noise about the lack of female coaches. There used to be 2 of us, 3 of us. They're more representing us now. But the one thing that is true, if you look in this area with girls basketball, the males can be, and we're going to say male and female. The males can just like the sport, be in the gym with a basketball, and walk in and get a job. Okay. In my district alone, if you look at all of the female basketball coaches, all of us have playing experience. All of us played in college on a basketball scholarship. All of us have coached at a higher level. All of us have played at a higher level. All of us play high school basketball. The men, that doesn't exist. And to me, that is a extreme bias in the sport, that we have to be so qualified in our own sport and men do not have to be. It's an issue. Then when you have men who take issues with women in our sports and come in and do what I told you the other coach did. I'm going to vote for he voted for a kid that averages 3 points a game.
They're the best one out there in his eyes.
From his team. We're picking the best 16, and then you gave her the score right under my kid that averages 30 points a game. Like, come on, man. You deal with that in sport. And in our sport, you deal with men behaving that way in our sports. And I feel like at this point in time, I've done it for so long that I really don't care how I respond to you. And I'm going to respond to you in such a forceful manner that you're just going to hate me and you're going to think twice about doing it again because you don't know how my reaction is going to be next time. And I'll say it in front of anybody. It's kind of like you just get to that point in your career where I'm not a newbie. You need to show some respect, and I'm going to tell you that you need to learn how to show some respect. So that's how I deal with it.
Yeah, she ain't going to put 80 points on me again next year, though. I tell you that. She ain't going to do it next year.
She's graduating, but I have somebody else to do it, So.
How about you, Marissa?
I really just had a bad experience with the refs. I just felt like when I saw how the refs interacted with the boys' coaches, the male coaches of the boys teams, I just felt like it was more playful, haha, rather than with me. I got 2 technicals this season. I had some awful experiences in the beginning with these refs. I got 2 technicals in 2 different games. I had one coach tell me that one ref tell me that if he called all the calls, we'd be here till midnight. And I was like, but like, if you're not calling calls, what are you teaching these children? And I feel like it's just, for them, it's just girls basketball. So it was really just the refs that I had a problem with. In my district, there's actually more female coaches than male coaches. So I really didn't have any issues with other opponents, male coach opponents. So luckily, I'm sure it'll happen, but luckily this season I didn't have any of that. Just the refs. The refs are terrible.
Okay. So I mean, in saying that, I know you say you may have some. How do you think that if it does happen, how do you think you're going to handle it? Do you already have a plan already, or just gonna wing it? How's it going to work?
I mean, I'm more of a person that's just gonna do what I do, and my skill, my coaching, that's gonna show what I can do. And if you have a problem with it, screw you. If you can't respect me, then you can go. Bye.
Okay, guys.
That goes the same way for anybody, female, male, whatever. If you can't respect what I'm doing, if if the fathers on the team aren't going to respect what I do because I'm a female, then go screw yourself. Get out of my practice. And if you want, take your girl off the team if it means that much to you.
I like that.
Bye. Yeah.
Now you don't sound like a first year coach.
There we go. There we go.
That's what I want to hear.
You gotta be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that poses my next question. What advice would you give another female who are considering becoming a coach? Let's start with you, Marissa.
I would say do it. And I told my family, I said, this is the best thing that I've ever done. Being a girls basketball coach has been the most rewarding, the best experience that I've had. And I think that being a female and coaching females, you can impact them in ways that maybe a male coach couldn't. You've experienced the things that they're experiencing. You've been there. You've gone through the adversities. So I think that being able to relate with these young girls as a female is, you can't put a price on it. It's just do it. Take the leap. If you're nervous, do it. Because that's how I was. I was nervous and I did it. And it's been the best thing I've ever done. So do it.
There you go. How about you, Shanda?
I agree. Jump out there. If you're in it and you have some struggles, again, have rules. You have to have boundaries. It's like any relationship. You have to have boundaries, non-negotiables. And I will say this, because this is something that, I'm still dealing with. Don't be afraid to discipline your best kids. Don't be afraid to let kids go. Don't be afraid to do that stuff in order to win. Sometimes you may have to get rid of somebody that you really want to keep, or somebody that you really think can help you out. Don't be afraid to take bumps and losses along the way, to get to where you want to go. But that's my advice. Do it. Be stern about it. Be strong. Be secure in yourself, and get it done.
Thank you.
Don't talk about. Yeah. Don't talk about. That's what I like to hear. I'm saying other women empowering other women. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what we're here for. All right. So we're gonna slide on over to this to the second to the last question. Gotti gonna take us out with the questions, but what can you say to other ladies when they feel as though they're not getting their fair shake in the athletic department? And when we say fair shake, it's like, look, I understand what you're saying over here. However, I feel like we got duped over here because I'm a female, and I feel like because and it goes down to everything, like I guess whenever the schools to get the clothing and the guys get the better shoes and stuff like that sometimes. So how do y'all deal with that? I'll start with Shanda first.
I've had this happen before when it came to we raise money for our programs and we have to find ways to raise money. So of course everybody comes to basketball games. So we had concessions, but the boys were allowed to do all of the concessions. But I had the better records and the better teams and the better games. And I really, really, really have a lot of respect for my principal. Well, he's retired now, but he was very tolerable of, and I'm saying tolerable. He was very tolerable of my personality. Sometimes, he would tell me straight up, like, some of the things that make you a great coach make you a bad coach. At the same time, just stern, don't care what I say. It's good on the court, but maybe not off the court. So I went to him and I started talking about Title IX and how it was not fair and it was not equal and I was tired of it, and blah, 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 blah. And my principal was like, girl, like they had been doing it like that for years. So now I'm about to do it again because they came in and they decided, okay, Shanda, you can sell concessions at all JV games and you can sell all the drinks at the varsity games. So I do the drinks at the varsity games. The boys, they do all of the food. He still makes triple what I make because he sells all of the food and all I'm selling is drinks. And then at the JV games, you might get just parents. So nobody's really buying stuff there. So I'm going to complain again. We have a new principal, so it's his turn to hear it. But I mean, you just have to not be afraid to speak up. If you're afraid to speak up, you're the wrong person for a coach anyway, because you should be teaching these young girls to be fearless in what it is that they do. Teaching them to be respectful. So I do try to teach them to be respectful, but fearless. Speak up. That's how it goes.
Hey, you know what? It was serious when she hit that neck roll. It was serious, bro.
Yeah, you ain't got it, boy. You can tell, boy, the frustration ran deep, boy. You're talking about the frustration. She had to get it out. It was like a chain.
Why I can't make the money? Why the boys?
Hey, you know what they say? Oh, I slept too hard. I slept too hard. Oh, I got a crook in my neck. That's how it was. Go ahead, Marissa. What you got for this one?
Just to piggyback, same thing. Speak up. You have to speak up. You have to work harder. You can't quit. If you don't demand change, you're not going to get it. You have to demand change. You have to keep speaking up, especially for these young girls. You have to show them that even if there are people that doubt you because you're a female, work harder. Speak up. Don't quit, or else, nothing's going to change. So just, keep on working. I think that there will always be a hater. So you got to shush the haters. That's all.
All right. So, and Gotti got the last one right here, man. Last one on the Rolodex.
Can y'all hear me before I start going to my?
Yeah, go ahead. We got you.
Yeah, we got you.
So my question. So my question, ladies, how do you initially, set the tone when you walk into an organization, especially with with your male counterparters? So some of the things, Shanda, you said that were kind of like reactive. Go coach boys basketball, respond in a forceful manner. You need to show some respect. And Marissa, you got to the point to where you said, go F yourself, right? So how do you guys, if you walked into a room for the first time with these people that you'd be making these reactive comments to, how would you set the tone initially to try to mitigate you having to get to the point to where you tell them, go F yourself, go play, go coach boys basketball, show me some respect. How do you set the tone initially so you don't get into those situations?
I'm collaborative now. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I work with anybody. I try to include everybody. The issue comes in when we're supposed to be working together and we meet face to face on a court. That becomes the issue. Now, it's a problem because we have certain teams in our district that we know are not playing in the postseason. And this is the way I look at it. You're not playing in the postseason. You're not going to make it to playoffs. And Marissa talked about referees. I've had referees that'll tell me they won't referee my game right, or they won't call it right because they think I shouldn't be pressing a team in the fourth quarter or in the third quarter. Well, why shouldn't I? Because we're going to be playing in the playoffs. I'm playing for playoffs. This team is not going to make it. So why should I put myself at a disadvantage, come playoff time to appease you in the fourth quarter? I'm not going to do it. So you have coaches that, will get upset, but I'm playing everybody. I'm not keeping, like I just told you, my best player played 2 quarters. I'm not playing just my best players and trying to beat your head off. We're working on stuff that we need to be prepared for the entire season. So when you try to explain that to a man and he's embarrassed because, you came in here and you beat his team so bad and they can't get the ball across half court or what have you, it becomes an issue then. So I'm still nice. I'm still collaborative. But your response to getting beat is so nasty and so negative, and you don't understand my why. Now, we're battling. But, I try to be friendly up front. I try to show myself friendly. I've even offered certain coaches to help them. Like, hey, if you have any questions on, how to change up what you're doing on defense or offense, feel free to give me a call. I've even asked coaches before the game, and this was at the suggestion of my athletic director, which didn't turn out to be the best thing. Ask them what kind of defense they want you to play before the game so that I don't look. I mean, can you imagine you're a coach and you're a man and I come up to you and say, hey, listen, is there a defense that your kids play well against that you want me to try to play? Some people take that. They take offense to that. Like, what? You coming up to me like, you're going to be, you're in a lose-lose situation. So you deal with it. And then, they got a chip on their shoulder because you came and asked them what defense to play before the game. They take it as cocky or what have you. And I'm nothing like that. I'm just like, guys, I was just trying to. So,
hey, look here. You can be as cocky as you want when you win.
Yeah.
Beat me. Hey, like DMX said, and what? You can't beat me. You gotta beat me. I can say what I want. Hey, guess what? Hey, the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl champions. We can talk all the shit we want to talk.
All we want.
Eagle stuff up there.
Well, hold on. Wait a minute now. Don't say that. Look, don't get kicked off the show, Shanda. Don't do that. Okay, we don't want that. Now, look.
What if Verizon
in the wrong
do that?
territory? Okay.
What if Verizon do that?
I'm at mute myself.
What you got, Marissa?
So Red Jet says, okay, Shanda, is Shanda in the WNBA and why not? Asking for a friend. We want to know why you ain't in the NBA, Shanda. She just told you them knees ain't no good.
Yeah,
she can't be running down the court.
I played so long ago, and I'm just gonna be honest. Like I've coached college basketball before. I can coach college basketball now. I mean, I'm just comfortable. I mean, I work for the government and I coach, and it's my community. I like to give back. And college is fickle. WNBA is fickle, and the WNBA ain't paying nothing anyway. So, nope.
All right, so Marissa, what you got on this one?
I don't know. My outward appearance is, some would say, aggressive: tattoos, piercings. So people judge me no matter how I am or how I bring myself into a situation. But I'm a nice person. I'm going to be nice first. But like I said before, if you're disagreeing with what I'm doing, if you have a problem with me, too bad. Take your kid off the team. I don't have time. I want to focus on the girls and the parents who want to be there, who want to learn, where I don't have to prove myself to them, where they're, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to prove myself to you as a parent. I'm here to teach your daughter how to play basketball, how to take the next step in basketball. And so I'm not here to, if you're going to judge me, go ahead. I get judged every day. So I'm gonna be nice to you, but if you're gonna come at me in a negative way, that's your thing. Go ahead.
Wait a minute.
What
What
is
Shanda doing?
I know we ain't the only ones who see this mess. Shanda,
We
where
got
are you
somewhere to
going?
be.
And who's she talking to?
Who
Shanda.
knows?
She's ordering at
What are
McDonald's.
you doing, Shanda? Girl, you know this is live, right?
Hit a speed bump.
Lord have mercy.
Oh man.
What is she doing?
Michi.
Shanda, what are you doing?
daughter has to go to
You
work.
talking to-
so
you talking to
she's not
Bailey?
at work. Taking her to work.
You taking the
Hey,
Bailey? You
Bailey,
taking
what's
Bailey to
going
work?
on?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bailey, what's going on? All right, okay. All you gotta do is say, look, fellas, I gotta hop off. You ain't gotta that's all you had to do.
Oh man.
Hey, you're right. She multitasking, all right. But yeah, so look. So with that being said, okay, we're gonna go ahead and hit this grand closing. Okay, because other people got other things they gotta do today in their life. But look, so Gotti, man, hey, round robin, Gotti, Michi, Sal, Marissa, and Shanda, let's go and hit it off, man. Closing statements for the day.
hey, we just want to thank y'all for joining us. We know you got other things going on in your lives. Shonda over there being Uber, and Marissa probably got some places to look at. But we know we just want to appreciate y'all giving your input, giving your honest opinion on these questions that we asked, and wish y'all a lot of success in the future.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
Michi, what you got?
you.
Oh wait, hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, go ahead, Michi.
Oh, okay. I'm
Nah,
sorry.
hey, same stuff, man. We just appreciate y'all coming up here, giving your candid, honest, open opinions on the things that are going on. We just ask that you tell a friend to come look at the
That's
show
right.
and subscribe while they up here, and let's do it. Let's do it.
I just,
Marissa?
like I said, like
Oh,
everybody
go
else said, thank y'all for coming on. I wish y'all nothing but success. I wish y'all nothing but the highest accolades in your industry. And like they said, tell a friend to come check us out.
Yeah, sure. Marissa?
For sure.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. So, all right, so
Thank
look,
you, guys.
we're gonna say it like this, man. Hey, look, Shonda, we know you said that the NFL ain't paying, but we feel like you can go out and go back to college and get you one of them college NIL deals. Okay, they pay, they
Maybe.
definitely pay.
Maybe.
Get you one of them college
Maybe.
coaching NIL deals. All right, Marissa, keep doing your
Maybe.
thing. Hey, don't again. I'm gonna say one thing like Michi said. Don't say I'm just a JV coach. Now you can say, hey, I'm a great coach. Because that's what you're doing. You're doing great things in the community. All right.
Right on.
So,
Thank you, sir.
for sure. So, with that being said, look, man, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Hey, whatever y'all do, man, whatever y'all do in y'all's life, man, just be great at it. Be successful at it. Okay. I'm saying, don't let no one hold you down, or don't let no one hold you back, because the weeds will grow faster than the flowers if you let them. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So with that being said, man, we go. Oh, Shonda, did we let you say something? Oh no, you on the way to Verizon. See, she said she's taking Bailey
No,
to
I'm
work.
fine.
No, she on the way to
I
Verizon right now.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. I love to come back and chit chat, when y'all talk about other topics too. But great show. I thank you.
All right, so the next time we do, if we do, you gotta be stationary, okay? You can't be moving around. You ain't gonna be no
Fine.
car
I
either.
will be. Okay.
All
I
right.
will be.
All right, we're gonna let y'all go. Hey, for everybody,
All
stay on
right.
after this one. Stay on after this. All right. We up out of here. Peace.
Bye.